What's going on, everybody? Chaseontwowheels here with Brian, and today it is day 26 of our CBR1000 build. Today we are getting shit done. What's going to get done, you ask? We are going to finish, hopefully, the rear of the motorcycle. We are going to attempt in this episode brake installation, brake line run. We're gonna rear sets installed, shifter installed, plate installed, and fender installed, rear fender installed. Maybe a little thing is gonna go here. We'll find out in today's episode. Do we have the budget for like explosions to happen? So when I say today's episode, just Alright, so you survived the intro. What's going on, everybody? So, if you guys want to win the motorcycles we build, top link down below will take you to patreon.com/chaseontwowheels. You can win the motorcycles we build. Thank you for everybody that supports that, because otherwise we would not be able to do this show. Brian, what you want to start with first?
We should probably find the rear brake caliper. That would probably be a good place to start.
Finding the rear brake caliper, I love the idea. Let's find it.
Yeah.
So now we actually have to do things. Okay, cool. All right, guys, Brian's still looking for the pins and stuff for the rear brake, but I've got all of the parts that we got powder coated. If you guys don't remember, we use a company called RTP Customs. What we ended up doing was taking off all of the stock rear sets and getting them powder coated the exact same color as our frame. Our frame got painted, but it's the exact same color, as you guys can tell. If we put that next to it, here, my hand's in the light. But yeah, if we put this right here, look at that. Look how good that looks. These are all stock. Hey, that's a surprise. So those are all undone. We're gonna get all of these installed today. When we get the rear sets installed, you guys are gonna really, hopefully it'll come through in the video, but I think you guys are really gonna appreciate how awesome our painter and powder coaters did, because they don't talk together, but their work is going to match up really well. So whenever we get to that point, installing the rear sets, that should be pretty cool, as long as we can find this rear brake caliper stuff. If we can't, we'll just move on from the rear brake caliper and go straight to the rear sets, but we got to find stuff first. Update on brake stuff, F it, we're gonna move on, and if we find the stuff for the brakes, great. If we don't, we'll order it, but we'll deal with that later in the episode. Brian, are we moving on to rear set installation?
Yeah, we may as well assemble that stuff and get it on. We're gonna need to do that anyway.
Right, that was already the plan anyway. So see, I already knew we were gonna not find the brake stuff, so I disassembled, or I unwrapped all the things.
This is very frustrating.
That's a build, whatevsies. All right, rear set. Do we build the rear sets before we put them on, or do we build them on the motorcycle?
Well, the brake side we're gonna have to assemble before it goes on.
Okay.
Because a bunch of stuff gets mounted to the back of this.
Right.
And to try and put it on while it's on there,
pain in the arse, as the guys,
a bit
as the Scots say.
Difficult. See, we're missing a bag or a bin or something, because the hardware for this as well is in it.
Oh.
All the stuff that we broke down for powder coat, all the hardware is together.
Taking a T. So we have a plot twist. We have searched the entire garage, and we cannot find the mounting hardware for the rear sets or the brake. This is something that you guys can learn from us.
We tried.
Don't let a build last as long. Obviously, it's not our fault. We didn't try to make this happen.
We did so good with the 300.
Yeah.
And we did really, really good packing away the 600.
Yeah.
And then we got to the 1000 and
we did a good job packing. No, we did a good job packing everything.
But we lost so much for this already.
Somehow, in all of the packing, we've lost a bag. We know for a fact, huh? Wait, This is an ironic situation because I have his shirt on today, so we're officially blaming you, Motornosty. We love you. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
So we've misplaced a bag. It is what it is. We're not going to sit here and keep f***ing around trying to find it. We are going to pivot today. So Brian, can you give me a brief overview of what? Obviously, there's plenty of work to do.
Yes.
We can't do the rear like we wanted.
We're going to do that stuff instead.
Gulps.
That's a big pile of stuff, right? That all needs
so
to be...
give us a brief of what's up here and then going to happen.
I don't know what that was.
Don't worry about
It's
that.
okay.
Don't worry about it. It doesn't exist to you.
So we have a new set of throttle cables. We need to install the throttle bodies. There's a heat shield that needs to go on. We have the purge valve for the secondary air system that even though we put block-off plates on, we have to re-hang so we can plug the harness into it so the ECU doesn't send a check engine light.
Yep.
We need to mount throttle cables and then an air box with new velocity stacks, a new air filter. And then once all that stuff is in, we can kind of start routing the harness.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're doing throttle and air today, not finishing the rear.
Man,
That's called a pivot, but you know what? It is what it is. So
let's check the carbon box.
He's still trying.
All right, give me that rubber thing right now. God damn it.
Here, Brian, here's the heat shield. Make sure to install that for the throttle bodies. You guys at home as well. The hole on the right is farther towards the head of the motorcycle.
So I got the throttle bodies in, the throttle cables attached to the throttle bodies routed and attached to the throttle tube, and now we're just going to drill the hole in the handlebar to lock the pin in the throttle tube. So I just put a little piece of tape on here, made a nice little dot where the pin is for the other half of the throttle cable housing, and now I'm going to drill my hole. While I was cleaning the throttle bodies earlier, I cleaned the springs for the throttle bodies. I took all the lube off, so I'm going to put a little bit of water-resistant silicone lube on my my throttle body spring mechanism down here. That one. So before we go any further putting stuff on top of this, we need to make sure that we route all the stuff that goes underneath of it. So one of those things is our lovely clutch cable here. And just spent a few minutes with the manual and with Chase throwing around trying to figure out how the hell this thing goes in here, and we finally figured it out. So we're gonna go behind the triple, up through this ring, and then that's gonna go to the clutch perch right about there. And then this half of the cable comes over the engine, and then it goes down here next to the valve cover. And then it pokes out right here, and it's gonna get hooked up to its bracket right here and then go to the arm.
Okay, guys, so since we have the clutch cable just kind of hanging out, this is a danger hazard. OSHA would not approve. So we're going to put the clutch perch on just so we can kind of like nail this down. We will move on after we get this figured out. All right, guys, so with the clutch perch, there's a few things we need to do before that. We need to know and finalize the angle of these bars because we just put them on here just so we could move the roller around the shop because you need something to hold on to. We don't know how far back these bars need to be, and that's not like that's a big deal for how you're going to sit on the motorcycle. So we've got the seat kind of in where it's going to go. I think what we need to do is put the cover on so that I can. We have to be super delicate, obviously, but I need to see where the cover is going to be and sit on the bike so that I can tell where the handlebars need to be. This is a very delicate situation because this cover is final, so we have to be very careful here. Okay.
Should be able to move them wherever you want now.
I assume my feet are going to be about right here. Luke, does that look about right?
Put the second one up so I can see what you're doing. Yeah, it's about right.
Okay, so my back would be here.
Okay.
I feel like slightly sporty, but I actually feel like the speed triple. You know what I mean? Where you're leaned over, but I can keep my back up straight.
Okay.
Is it locked down?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to try putting my feet up on the handlebar, or where the rear sets would be. I'm going to put my feet on the handlebars. I mean, you're sporty. You're actually super close to a speed triple. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right, guys. So welcome to Wrecked Bike Rebuild Frustration Garage. We have discovered more parts that are clearly in the same bag that was in where all the rear set stuff is in. We've looked all over the place, can't find it. It is what it is. We're just gonna move on. Moving on, unfortunately, is ordering all of those parts because the part we're at right now is we need to lay the tray here that kind of holds the wiring harness, and we can't really route everything until we have the parts that attach the clutch perch, and we have all the parts we need to order for the rear of the bike to get finished. So I don't know if this is the end of an episode or if this is halfway in an episode. We'll figure that out in editing, but we've got a lot of parts to go order, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna call it a day for now. If this video is only halfway through, that means we included another video on it. So let's go to that day and get away from this very frustrating day. This is unfortunately what happens when a build takes a really long time. Parts just, you know, I thought we did a pretty good job with like organizing all the parts, and even with that, parts are still like.
I think the initial organization was just fine. It was when we started to dig back into stuff and disassemble stuff for it to go to other places is when got lost.
Lost. We got to figure it out. We'll see you guys either the next day or the next episode.
Voila, everyone. We have actually found our box of missing parts. We found our rear master cylinder, reservoir, all of the hardware, springs, spacers, bushings, washers, wave washers, nuts, everything that we needed to put all this stuff back together. Thank God. That was pretty stressful to have to try and figure out what we were missing. And it was going a little bit at a time, and it was horrible. So super happy we found the parts that we had stashed away in a parts box for other parts. So it was here, it was where it was supposed to be, in an unlabeled box is really what got us. So we'll have to make sure that we don't do that again. But we're here, we have all of the stuff that we need. We have some new replacements for some of it as well. And we're gonna go ahead and go through and get these rear sets on and finish up this episode finally. My goodness. All right, fiddly work. Not really gonna say a whole lot to you guys. I'm kind of just focus on what I have here in front of me and knock everything out. And away we go. Let's have some fun. I wish we had some music to listen to. Okay, so we finally have our right side rear set, heel guard, brake master cylinder, reservoir, brake light switch, brake lever assembly. All this stuff packed into one little package here. We're gonna go ahead and bolt it up to the frame and then install our new fancy Rizoma foot pegs. I'm gonna show you how they go together. I just threw them together real loose to make sure everything fit right. So we're gonna bolt this up, get the foot pegs on. We'll be done with this side, and then we're gonna move to the other side. Okay, so we've finished up the right rear set. All the brake stuff is on it. We've replaced the one pin where the caliper slides. The one that we had on there before, we had stolen from the 600. We were gonna replace it later, but we found all the hardware. So the one that was on the 600 was actually bent. So we're gonna have to replace that one when we do the 600, but I put the correct one that came off of this bike from the 1000 back in it now, so that's done. We don't have to wait for anything else there. We're gonna work on the right foot peg, which is far easier to deal with than, I'm sorry, we're gonna work on the left one, far easier than the right side for sure. It's pretty much a rear set, a foot peg, a heel guard, and a little piece of shifter, and that's pretty much it on this side. There's no other madness going on. So this one should go pretty quickly, although I do think we need to tighten this front counter shaft sprocket bolt before we put this cover on. I think that's why we haven't put it on yet. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna look it up, make sure that's tight, and then we're gonna move on to put the countershaft cover on, because the linkage for the shifter goes on the outside of it, so that has to go on first. We'll get this little thing reassembled and put together, and we will finally have wrapped up this forever long episode. And we are done. Finally. I can't believe it took this long. I'm so happy right now. It looks a little different even though we only put a couple small things on. It gives you a little bit more sense as to where the seating position is going to be with foot pegs and handlebars up. I like it. I'm ready to put the rest together, just not today. So we are going to go home now. Thank you to all of our patrons for being part of our show. Without you, we could not put together these motorcycles, albeit as slow as it may be. Subscribe, like, and share. Is that how that goes? Subscribe, share, and like. Like, share, and subscribe. Any of those things in that order would be fantastic. If you could do that, we would appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Outro crew, how do you feel about putting multiple colors of red on one machine? Now, I know this is something that everybody struggles with when they start putting accents on bikes from different companies. So we've got the red for the wheel, the red for the foot pegs, the red for the hoses. Fortunately for us, the red for the wheel is pretty much the same for the bodywork, so that one's not going to be too bad. We do have some other small red accents, but yay or nay on the mixed reds or the mixed blues or the mixed greens or whatever accent color. Don't forget to put the OC in your comments so we know it's from you, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.